Hello, everyone. Welcome to Stars and Cards. I'm Patty Kamson, an intuitive astrologer, along with my partner in crime, Deborah Chadwick, who reads regular playing cards, and our special guest, who is now our monthly special guest, Terri Britt, a spiritual coach, and my brain. Help me, Terri.
Tonight, call me Mrs. Santa.
Hey, Mrs. Santa, do you have any presents for us?
I have all kinds of presents, little girl. Yes, I am a spiritual coach, and I have a community called Women Leaders of Love, and I have a radio show called Leading with Love. So that should say it about it. Should that say it all?
Intuitive healer. There we go. That's what I was trying to get out of my peanut butter mouth.
Ooh, yes.
Yes. You're an amazing healer. When those hands start working.
We're so lucky to have you back. The last time we had.
Guys. I just have to tell everybody.
Impressed and happy.
Well, I have to tell you guys, the last time I was here, I asked Patty and Deborah about, we have a company, I do my thing, but my husband and I have a coffee company. And this was, a couple months ago, you guys, I think. And so I said, well, what do y'all see? And they said, coming in January. And I said, well, but our season's October and November. And they said, well, the money's going to come rolling in January. And so maybe you get the money in October and November, but it doesn't show up till January. And I'm thinking, that's not how it works here, because it's coming in, buying coffee and stuff like that. We're not opening till January. So... And as soon as Patty and Deborah told me that, I just said, okay, we're not opening till January. I don't know why my husband's pushing. And he would say, okay, in 2 weeks. And I'd say, don't worry about it. Let's just wait and do it in January. It's not a big deal. We're opening in January. So I just wanted to say that.
Congratulations. And it looks like an awesome place. I need to get to Georgia quick.
Yes. Yes.
I know we're going to have another guest come on in January. And he's one of my favorite people, Richard Harris, and he lives in Georgia as well. So maybe I can, get down there, 2 for the price of 1.
Where is he? Where is he?
1. He's closer to Atlanta.
I'm only an hour and a half from Atlanta. You should introduce us so we can say hello.
You've met him before.
That would be good.
From Lucy Florence, the twins.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, cool.
Yes.
Okay.
So
I've never met him.
Oh my goodness. I can't believe you've never met him.
No. I've seen pictures of him, but I've never met him.
So we're very excited that he's coming on the show in January. He does Chinese astrology, and he's a huge personality that I just adore. So we'll have a lot of fun. But right now we have Miss Terri Britt and Deborah Chadwick and Patty Kamson. And this is our live finale for 2018 Stars and Cards show. So that's pretty exciting.
That's very exciting.
It's a trifecta.
I know.
Trifecta.
Deborah, we've been doing this since May. That's 7 months.
Wow.
I can't believe it. Time flies.
Congratulations, you guys. That's awesome.
Such a learning curve. How long have you been doing your show, Terri? Your radio show?
The radio show, I started in August of 2017, so a little over a year. Yeah.
Congrats.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's going great. We're now on iHeart, iTunes, Spotify, and then on the Contact Talk Radio Network, and on my radio page, which is terribritt.com/radio. And we just have really cool guests. And Patty's going to be on the show in January. My first we're on Thursdays, and she's going to be the first guest of January, so we can kick off 2019 with a bang and get some good info in there. So you guys have to tune in and listen. If you can't catch it live, we have on-demand replays all the time. So you can just go to the radio pages, any of those pages that I just said, and just look for Terri Britt's Leading with Love, and you can catch it.
Terri, what day is your radio show on? I want to start watching.
It's on live on Thursdays at noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, and you can go to terribritt.com/radio and catch it live, or you can go on Contact Talk Radio, but you can see all my shows if you go to right on my radio page. And then the on-demand replay goes up within hours after the live show. You can catch it on my radio page, and then again on iHeart, iTunes, and Spotify, and Spreaker, and all kinds of different places. We're all over the place. So it's really cool. It's fun. We have great interviews and cool guests. I love learning from them and expanding and just having fun like this. It's fun.
It's a lot of fun. It looks like the people are coming on board. We have Sherry. Hi, Sherry. And Lisa Marie. We can never forget Miss Lisa Marie. Joyce. And my man, he loves it when I say that. My man, Shawnee, is on.
Hey, Shawnee.
Hey, Shawnee. Yes. Fellow Taurian.
We had a fabulous weekend celebrating our 6-year anniversary. So that was amazing.
That's exciting. Congratulations to both of you. That's awesome.
Thank you. So we are here tonight wrapping up our 2018 shows, and we'll be back in 2019. Our first show is January 8th. My man, that's what my Shawnee said. So tonight we're going to be talking about what's going on astrologically for the month of December, just a little bit. And then we're going to take your questions for quick readings. And again, I just want to preface how we're going to do the readings moving forward is so not to break up the rhythm of all this excitement. I'm not going to ask for your birth time, birthplace. I'm going to do just get your birth sign, and Deborah and Terri and I will just jump on in and see what we get. And if you want a reading with any of us, you can go to our web pages, and I will list them on this invite, so you can just click and go directly to our pages and connect with us. We would love to connect with you. So on that note, December, Christmas, holidays. And I know, Terri, you've been doing some lives on your page about the holidays and how to get through the holidays with all the family and all the dynamics of love, hate, and everything in between, frustration, irritation, all that good stuff. But we have an amazing winter solstice coming up on December 22nd. And so, the winter solstice is when we shift into a different season and we go into winter, winter is the darkest. It's the shortest day of the year. It's the darkest time of the year. So it's really a time to hibernate, kind of hunker down, really do some inner soul searching, cleansing, do all that good stuff. It's going to be, the full moon is going to be at 0 degrees Cancer on December 22nd. And during that time, it's a full moon. It's in Cancer, which is an emotional sign. People may be a little touchy. People may be a little sensitive. And I know, Terri, you have a house of the Capricorn rising and
Cancer moons. I have 2 Cancer moons in the kids.
Woo! And then you have your Pisces daughter. So a lot of stuff. And then we have you as a Scorpio, all that water, girl. So people are going to be a little sensitive during the holidays, as well as the planet Mercury, the planet of communication, and how you think and how you process, is going to be right next to Jupiter in Sagittarius. So I call Sagittarius, and a lot of astrologers do, the foot and mouth disease energy. So that means things just come out and they are a little raw and they're a little shocking. So just be prepared. People will not have the edit button during this holiday season. And that's okay. Just as long, hopefully they'll fix it after it comes out.
I'm leaving town. Because I got one that's a Sag rising with a Cancer moon, and then I've got another Cancer moon, and I'm like, okay, I'm leaving town.
A lot of emotions in the house, Terri.
Ooh, yeah.
And then your daughter is pregnant, so she deserves all the passes and all the love and forgiveness. during this holiday season. Just put her up on a pedestal, and she should be immune to anything.
Absolutely. She's already getting, her and her husband are already getting the best bed, the big king bed, right? I mean, everybody else, you can sleep on the floor, but she gets the king bed, the guest bedroom. So, yeah, it'll be interesting.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So, yes, this holiday season should be nice. And hopefully, everybody has a sense of humor so you can get through it easier. But the defenses will be down and things may just come out. So we need to have a thick skin, just a little bit. What are you doing this holiday, ladies?
I'm just going to be with friends, low key, nothing major. Maybe even go to a movie. That's what I kind of did growing up. Went to the movie, whatever comes out Christmas Day. Just keep it low key, easy.
That sounds fun. We used to do that. We'd have a family gathering and then go to the movie late in the day.
Exactly.
Which was a lot of fun. We're up here in the mountains. We don't have a movie theater nearby, so we have to go a little ways. So we'll probably just be home and cooking. We do our big Christmas dinner Christmas Eve, and we're going to do a Dirty Santa that night. And then Christmas morning, it's very lazy and hot.
Dirty Santa.
Yeah.
Of course, Scorpio Terri is Dirty Santa.
Yeah, what's a Dirty Santa?
Well, a lot of people say Dirty Santa is just where everybody brings a gift, and then you draw a number, and number one goes, and they get to pull a gift. And
like a white buffalo.
Yeah, white elephant.
White elephant, yeah. Buffalo elephant, something like that. One of those big animals. White elephant, excuse me.
White buffalo.
So I'm not really sure, because some people, you can bring nice gifts, you can do kind of crazy, dirty ones or whatever. We're still deciding. So that's what we're doing on Christmas Eve night. And then what we like to do on Christmas morning is we have this ritual where we get up and we get our hot chocolate or our coffees. And I am Mrs. Santa. I stuff the stockings to the gills. So we sit around and we open we do our stockings. And then we drew names this year because it was like, I am so tired of buying for everybody. This is crazy. Yeah. So each of us drew 2 names. So we're going to do that. And then we'll do a big breakfast. And maybe we'll do chocolate gravy and biscuits and eggs. Have y'all ever had chocolate gravy? I don't know. We might do that. I don't know if we're going to do it or not. But we'll just do a big breakfast. And then we'll eat leftovers from the night before. So we watch movies all day and hang out and eat popcorn and play games. Yeah, it's fun. What about you, Patty?
That was one of our highlights when we went to Arkansas, when the kids and I went to Arkansas to meet your family and hang out, and your mom made chocolate gravy. And
that's right. I forgot.
Chocolate gravy.
Chocolate gravy, and we had ice cream sandwiches for breakfast.
Your kids must have loved that.
Oh, they love that.
Well, my mother has this theory that, ice cream sandwiches have milk in them. So if you're coming to visit her, you get to have ice cream sandwiches for breakfast. So I'm going to have a grandbaby in April. So in the next couple of years, I get to start that ritual. So I can't wait.
Yes, it's pretty exciting. As always, my children are coming from all over the country to come home, and lots of cooking, lots of snuggling, lots of laughing. And that's about it. We do the movies on Christmas Day, and my French son is going to make Christmas dinner this year, so I'm very excited.
Ooh.
Wow, that will be nice.
It'll be good.
That sounds amazing.
When are they coming? When is Corey coming?
They're all coming next week.
That's good.
So we will have a fabulous holiday, and I look so forward to it. And
is Christmas in 2 weeks from today?
Yeah.
Lord have mercy.
Yes. Welcome. Happy holidays. So we have all these wonderful people here, and Lisa Marie actually would love a reading with Terri and see if she has any insight for her.
Does she have a question in particular?
I'm sure She
just said would love any insight from Terri or all of you ladies.
Okay, do you have a particular question you want to know about, or you want me to just read some energy? I'm more about like helping you release blocks. I mean, I can look at the future, but I really believe you and the future are written in pencil. It's between you and, of course, your astrology affects everything. But again, it's always your choice, right? So does she have a particular question in particular?
So she's going through a lot of big changes right now, and things are totally different than what she thought they would be, but all is as they're supposed to be. So I think she's just, what is she saying? Is she saying, did she connect here? So I think if you could just.
Well, I'm immediately getting a vision. Let me just tell you the vision I'm seeing. So is that okay?
Yep.
Okay. So this vision I get immediately are chains. And, that's kind of generic. It's like, oh, well, you could say that on any psychic reading, you could say I see chains. But the thing about these chains is they crisscross across you, Lisa Marie, and then in the back is the lock. And so, what did she say? Read some energy, and yes, you can release some blocks. Okay. So when I'm looking at this, and it crosses in the back, and there's the lock. But what's so interesting about this is that these chains, you've put them on, but you don't even have to undo the lock. It literally is like, oh, let me slip my arm out of this one. Let me slip my arm out of this, and I can be done right here. So what I'm getting is you're making whatever the situation is harder than it has to be. And I don't know if this is making sense to you. You're making it way harder than it has to be. And what I'm hearing is that it's in how you're perceiving things. You're seeing things as coming from a space of things are happening to you rather than you seeing yourself as the creator. So I hope this is making sense. Okay. So what I want to encourage you to do is see the issue resolved. See these chains coming off like I just saw them. Like, oh, well, let me just slip my arm out of this. This is not even like, because when we think of chains, we think we're bound like this and we can't move and we have no choices, right? This is like literally going, oh, this is just a matter of how you see things and shifting your consciousness around it. So instead of feeling like this is happening to me, I want to invite you to start thinking of how can I create? What is it that I want to see on the opposite side of taking these chains off? And I want you to start visualizing it. And even more so, I want you to feel it. So we have that kind of power to start shifting the energies, but oftentimes we feel like a victim. And what I'm getting here is that you're feeling a little bit like a victim, and your spirit is asking you to step out of that mentality because you are way more powerful than that. I am going to move out a block in your third chakra, which I'm seeing, which is your power center. So there's a little plug is what I'm seeing, Lisa Marie. And so I'm going to pull that out right now and see what I can pull out, what I can see in there when I pull it out. So just give me a second. When I'm pulling it out, there's a tendency for you to pull it back. So I'm being told to tell you that let it go. Let it go. There's a sense that you have to do things alone, that you feel like you have to do everything alone. I don't even know if any of this is accurate. I don't know you. I can't see your face. I'm just telling you what I'm getting the sense of. But there's a sense that you have to do things alone. And you've got guides all around you. I see 4 guides that are around you, and they're asking you to access them. And they're asking you to talk to them daily. So what you can do to do that, I don't know if you meditate, you can go into meditation, you can visualize them. A tool that I love to use is I'll start journaling my thoughts and my feelings about whatever I'm concerned about. And then I'll ask a question. I'll ask my guides in, I'll give thanks to them. And then when I'm ready to ask them a question, I'll ask the question, then I switch the pen to my opposite hand. And what this does is it opens you up to your intuitive mind. So you kind of get out of your analytical mindset so that you open up to receive. They're wanting to help you. And this is where I think your attitude is that I'm all alone. It's all happening to me. And you're being asked to stop that because they want to help. I hope that made sense.
Yes, I think it did make sense. She's in a lot. She's ahead of herself right now. And it's about her just being present and really being okay with what is happening while you're co-creating with the universe, which is the biggest challenge we all have in life. is that we see it, we want it, we get ahead of ourselves. We have to be where we are to take the steps to move forward. But yeah, she's a doer and a goer and a beer, and stepping back and maybe just taking a breath, taking it all in, because she is an amazing manifester, and just allow things to manifest and then move to the next.
Yeah.
Terri, I love when you mentioned the pen, because she's a writer. So maybe with her guides, she could get some information and just see what comes out, what could be very helpful for her, because she is a writer. So I love the pen analogy, because maybe through spirit, she can do some automatic writing on herself in the present moment.
Yeah, absolutely. When I see this, when I look at her energy, because I do a lot of inner child work, and I see you with your inner child, and I can see what you're saying when you said she's trying to get ahead of herself, because it's like she's trying to draw her inner child going, come on, come on, come on. And she feels like all this stuff's happening and I got to handle everything. And her inner child just says, but I just want to look around and I want to have fun. And I just want to be for a little bit. So again, that is the mentality, right? It's recognizing you can be a master manifester and still be in a mentality of things are happening to me. And this is and we all do that at times. I mean, that's our humanness. I just want to invite you to get out of that space and say, if you're getting ahead of yourself and that's what's happening, then I want to invite you to say, wait, if I'm the master and commander of my life, then I don't have to race ahead. I can trust that I can be in this moment and manifest. And quite honestly, when you do that, when you say, I'm going to trust and slow down, you really move into a higher vibration. You move into prosperity consciousness. When you're racing ahead, you're not in prosperity consciousness. You move into poverty consciousness. Yeah, you may be making lots of money, but if you're crazed and you're not being present and you're not being joyful, that's poverty consciousness. So you want to slow down.
Yeah.
I like that.
Thank you, Terri, for that. That was great, Lisa. Lisa Marie, I hope that was helpful. I'm sure it was helpful. I know it was helpful. So keep us posted. I know you always have so much going on, and we're gonna stay tuned and see what next is on the next episode of Lisa Marie.
Okay, hold on one second, Patty, because I just wanted to finish off with, because I was called back into her third chakra.
Okay.
And so when I was releasing some of that energy, so what I was seeing was a soul retrieval that was coming in. And so this is that part of her soul that says, yes, it's okay. Like you're saying, to be present. It's okay. This is the master and commander. So there's something that happened, and I don't know if she's thinking this right now, but there's something that happened in this conversation that her soul said, oh, you mean it's okay. And so it feels like it's settling into her space. So, and that's where you get truly empowered. And that's probably why the third chakra was showing up. So Lisa Marie, I just want to invite you, to feel that presence. Okay. Like I am the master and commander of my life, and I give myself permission to slow down. I give myself permission to be, and I give myself time to create, and permission to take the time to create and do the writing and, do the automatic writing. So you own that. That's what you're being called to do right now.
Yes. And she's doing it, the writing part especially, very well.
Awesome.
So we have somebody here from Spain. Her name is Sarah Lucy Dole. We have Christine Cleaver. She would like some information. We have Shelly is here. Gabby's here. So we have some people here. So it looks like, who was first? It looks like Sherry James was first. Sherry, if you're on, you would like some insight. If you could at least tell us what your sun sign is, we can kind of zoom in and ask a question so we can be more specific. Ask a specific question. And in the meantime, we will go to Gab. So her question is, I started real estate courses. I finished mid-January, and going to be am I going to be successful and find a broker to sponsor me? Okay. Gab is a Scorpio. I know that already. So, Deborah, do you want to pull some cards?
Yeah, I pulled some great cards for her. Whenever we have 11, it's always a new beginning, and the 10 of Hearts is working with the public. So I think she's on the right track. I'm not sure about, January, but it does feel like February, March, she might get, a broker, or kind of things could kind of line up. So these are really great cards, and the 8 of Clubs is a business card. So I really like that a lot. Good cards for her.
I got 3 months also. Just to verify that.
And actually, Gab, I saw that you and your mom teaming up would be amazing. So that was the first thing that popped up in my space when I started reading your question. So maybe down the line, and I'm just getting October. So next October, but between now and then, it's about you laying the groundwork, and you and your mom may be working together in this endeavor. So
wow.
Best of luck in all of that.
I want to tell you what I'm hearing. I'm hearing you're a rock star. And so, and I'm hearing rocket, baby, rocket. Okay. So own your stuff, put those clothes on, own that confidence, go out and rock your stuff is what I'm hearing, because you got it. You just need to own it. That's what I'm hearing. That's the picture I'm seeing.
Nice.
Beautiful. Go get it, girl. Terri said one Scorpio to another. Go get it. So what else is going on? So the next part did
Joyce has a question.
It was Christine Cleaver. She said she's an Aquarius and a healer. And did she ask a question? Nope, I didn't get the question. So people, we need your questions so that way we don't waste time. We need one specific question and your sun sign, and then we can get it rolling. And then we'll start taking it from there. And that'll make it go quickly. Hey, Tana, thank you for joining. So I'm sorry, Twamba. I don't know if I'm saying your name correctly. Twamba Anthes. Am I doing the right thing for my future about my mediumship? So, Thwipa, did you put your sun sign? She's from Germany. Thwiba, I think that's her name. She's from Germany. She wants to know about if she, am I doing the right thing for my future about my mediumship? Okay, so what is your sun sign, Thwiba, and what do you mean, are you doing the right thing? We need a specific question. Are you doing the right thing?
I see her she needs to do cards if she's not doing cards already. I see her reading cards. I see that, I actually see, and this is symbolic, I see a line out the door of people who want to come and see you and work with you. So that obviously there's not a line out the door, but there's a lot of people who want to work with you. I see a lot of guides around you that you'll be calling on. A lot of people that are going to be speaking through. And again, I'm seeing cards for some reason. I don't know if you use cards. If you don't, you might want to consider it, because it's very prevalent in the picture that I'm seeing.
Okay, thank you, Terri. So she's a Scorpio, and when I tune into your energy, and I'm so sorry if I'm messing up your name, Thwiba. When I tune into your energy, this is really a time for you to own your gift. I also see just some kind of on the fence. So the minute that you own it 100%, I'm with Terri. I see things really opening up. I'm seeing you doing this on the side for now. I'm not seeing this like this is your only job. It's like I see you creating your clientele part-time for now and then moving full speed into it within 9 months. That's what it feels like.
She mentioned that she does do cards, and I'm getting, I like these cards, but I'm getting soulmates or, focusing on relationships, something about, partnerships, relationships. And it feels like there is an opening I'm getting in 6 months. So it could even be around June. So hopefully that's helpful. So she does use some sort of cards.
Cool.
So, Weeba, I hope that was helpful. And thank you for joining us from Germany. We love all our international people getting on board. Gabby said thank you. And then we have Rashmi. She's a Scorpio too.
Wow, what's with the Scorpios tonight?
It is Scorpioville.
Wow.
Do you see any changes in my career sometime of this year or early next year? Same question. So you want to start out first, Deborah?
Okay. Something does feel blocked to me, but I feel like she's in a holding pattern, and that's not going to stay this way. But for right now, there is a holding pattern, and it may not be the right time. But I think with the eclipses starting in January, I think that there can be a shift, there can be an opening, but right now it does feel blocked to me.
I would validate that. What I would say is, I saw you looking at a list of like bullet points of what you want in your life, and I'm seeing that you need to get some clarity. The block is that you're not congruent right now. You're not clear exactly on what you want. You may think you do, but I want to invite you to do some digging and say, is this really what I want, or is this me just choosing something because this is what I think I need to do? So this is about getting into your heart space. So a fun thing that you can do is write down what you think you want to do and go down each one, put your hand on your heart and say, okay, is this my heart talking or is this my head talking? Get really, really clear on what you want and paint that picture. Because what I'm getting right now is that there's almost like you're fluctuating back and forth is what it feels like to me, that you're not real solid in what you're wanting. And so those are the blocks. You need to decide what you want.
So Rashmi, actually we talked about this. I've talked about this question with Rashmi. So it's almost like there's two things that are being presented and they're both not full steam ahead. It's like waiting and there's all kinds of things that need to be done. What I see is that, and I agree with you, Terri, there needs to be clarity about what she really wants so that can open up the energy for it to come through stronger. Mm-hmm. And I think when you double dip or when you are straddling the fence, the universe stalls because it can't really bring you what you want clearly and cleanly. Mm-hmm. So sometimes you have to put down, and I wrote this, you have to put down what you don't want so you can get what you want. And that's kind of the situation right now. It's like, don't test what you really don't want. Don't put energy in something you really don't want just to get your ego stroked. Go for what you know would really be good for you in your life moving forward. So I think we're all kind of saying a similar thing. Mm-hmm. So Rashmi, I hope that is helpful. And as always, we have to do the work. We work in concert with the universe. It's not just, oh, you get $1 million. Oh, you get a car. There's all kinds of work that prepares you for those doors and opportunities to open.
Unless you're Oprah, you get a car, you get a car.
You had to get dressed, you had to get a ticket, you had,
Absolutely.
You had stuff to get there. So good luck, Rashmi. I know things are on your side and things are going to shift. It's not today, but things are going to shift in your favor and things are going to be good. So just know that. And then we have, let's see, Christine Cleaver. Is Scott Michael still posed as a man I will spend the rest of my life with? I'm an Aquarian and a healer from the Cayman Islands. Well, welcome from the Cayman Islands. That was a good, specific question.
Very.
I'm going to close my eyes real quick. And is there, Deborah, Terri, do you want to answer first?
I'm getting indecision or worry about love. There's an indecisiveness and you can't put a circle in a square. So maybe they've been together for a while. It's like, okay, this is what we should do and how we're going to do it. But something feels like I think she has the answer, but she's kind of looking outside herself for that as far as the relationship that she's in. So someone is indecisive, and I mean, there could be marriage in 2 years, but I feel like there's some sort of a block that's not allowing this to kind of open up. So she needs to, I feel like if they were sitting here, I would want her to detach from his perception. Does he hear me? Does he not hear me? And be able to say, this is where I'm coming from. This is how I feel. And where are you willing to meet me?
It's interesting because I'm seeing them, they're not seeing each other. Their backs are to each other. It's like they need to turn around and really look at each other. It's a very interesting picture. I remember seeing something like this years ago. It was a TV show that somebody was talking to me about doing, and I was the guy says, okay, read me the producer, and I saw him and his wife rolling apart from each other in the bed, and he got pissed because I was telling him the truth. And so their marriage was struggling. I'm not so sure if it's about struggle right now. It just feels like you're not seeing each other. Literally, it's like your backs are here and you're looking away. So whether you think you're in a happy place or not, I want to invite you to ask each of you to turn around and really take a look at each other and say, am I being honest with myself? Am I holding on to an old picture, or am I projecting something into the future? I want you to get really, really present and look and feel within your being, is this still right or is this right? You're the only one who can say, am I going to go forward with this? Or, is this guy still the right one? I just really feel like you need to look closer. Does it feel like a vibrational match for you? Or is there something you're being in want of? I want to invite you to look at that, because right now it feels like you're not really taking a good, hard look at each other.
Did you guys see her comment?
I can't see anything.
She said, I manifested him. Literally, I don't know him very well. Strange story.
So she needs to look. Yeah, really. So there you go. Get to know him well.
And yes. And I would take it one step further. What first came to me is that your clarity of maybe what you manifested, what you wanted, and what is coming to you is not in line. So it's almost like you're trying to fit a square in a circle. So is this Michael person the one you're going to spend the rest of your life? That's not for me to say, but it feels like there's a long journey before you get the answer to that question for yourself.
I would agree with that. I'm not leaving. I'm moving my camera because my phone's about to die. I just realized, and so I'm gonna bring it over here so I can get to my plug and charge it. And I'm gonna take off my earbuds because I've got to be able to. Oops, I'm getting my earring. There we go. Hear me okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, Christine, thank you for joining us from the Cayman Islands, and I hope that was helpful. I hope, what'd she say? That you, there was some insight for you, and you get some clarity on your relationship. And so there it is. My Shawnee's is being silly as always. He goes, you can't always get what you want, but if you try sometime.
You just might find you get what you need. That's so funny. Okay, so then Christine said, we don't see each other, but not because of me. I feel the match, but not sure if he does. But yes, I feel it may be a long journey.
Yeah. And it's really about you getting clarity, because when somebody shows up in your life, it's that mirror is also you're looking at yourself in his mirror. So you're seeing yourself differently, maybe seeing some things you really like about yourself and seeing some things that he's triggering that, ooh, this is triggering things I didn't even realize, and I need to heal and cleanse and move forward. And maybe this person, can help me get there, or maybe this person is triggering me to say, okay, this is from a past life. This is from my childhood. Let me clean it up and move on. We're so complicated. We are so complicated, but it's all good. It's all good.
I'm a huge believer if it's right. I mean, my husband now, literally my late husband died, and my husband now showed up on my doorstep the next day. And I only had a couple of conversations with him ever because his daughter was on my daughter's dance team. But within a couple of months, I knew that something was happening, and a year and a half later, we got married. So things can happen quickly. But the way we started our relationship is very early on. We both were very clear, I'm not going to be anything but me. There's nothing hidden. And we were both taking a stand for that, because I'd been doing that work for a long time. And he said, he'd had one wife who left him, one wife killed herself, and then he dated a couple of crazies, and he was ready to not date anymore. And then here I am in his life. So I believe that it can happen quickly, but you got to feel like everything's transparent. You got to feel like you can see into that person and they can see into you. And that's what we had from the beginning. So if you don't have that already, then I want to invite you to spend some time so that you can get really, really clear on who you're with. There's no need to rush.
Yes. There's no need to rush. Some people say that they meet somebody and it's instant. That's kind of how I operate. And then there's other people that it's like, well, I'm not sure. And then they take so long to figure it out that either they're the one or they're not the one. Everybody has their own rhythm, their own timeline. But from my experience, you just know.
Yep.
You think, Deborah?
I think you just know. Absolutely. I want to know. So when you know, you know.
I mean, I met my late husband that I was married to for 17 years. I met him at a Laker game, and that night called my mother, or maybe the next day, and said, I met the man I'm going to marry. I knew.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I just knew. And I had just come out of a relationship of 3 years, and a girl invited me to the Laker game. I was like, oh yeah, I'm so excited because I don't want to date. I just want to go out and have fun. And I met him that night.
Wow. There you go.
Mm-hmm. Yep. The universe is amazing. And before we went live tonight, I gave Deborah some information to open up so she can have some amazing person walk into her life that she just knows immediately.
Woo-hoo.
It's time. It's time, right, Deborah?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. So, Thweba loves us. We love you back.
Hey, Michaela. She's in New York City with her grandbabies in the cold weather. Thanks for joining.
So Mary had a question. She said, am I going to pass my state exams? When are the state exams, Mary? Just give me, when are the state exams? Okay, the first thing I get, Mary, is you need to start a meditation practice, even if it's just for literally 1 minute. 1 minute. You have such negative, bad self-talk in your head. You need 1 minute every day, minimum. You can do more, of course, that you just allow the universe to come in and cleanse you and get out of your self-negative talk. And this should be a practice every day. When you're in the shower, just every day, take that moment and really talk to the universe and keep going. Did she answer with the date? January, early February.
Yeah, just to add to the meditation, I think she needs to breathe in, let, and exhale, go in her mind, like 3 cleansing breaths, breathe, exhale, go, to just kind of bring it together. I don't know about the timeline, January or February.
I was getting a 2, so I wasn't sure if it was she was going to have to take it twice or if she was going to do it within 2 months. And so I'm gonna go with what you guys are saying, that within January, February, that it's manifest. I want to add to what Patty's saying and what Deborah's saying. Mary, I would love to see you be a cheerleader for yourself. So I would love to see you holding the vision and the feeling, because the feeling is what emits the vibration. I'd love to see you visualizing you getting the notification that you've passed and how that feels as you're celebrating. Okay, so if you were to go in there, if you were to visualize right now, oh my gosh, I did it, I'm so excited, thank you, and you go to that feeling and then create your mantra. I am so grateful that I have passed this state exam, and feel the feeling and say that. So when you're doing your energy, as Patty was telling you and Deborah were telling you in the morning and the evenings and throughout the day or whatever, 1 minute, is go into the feeling, because the feeling is what creates what you match. Okay, so if you're wanting to pass that state exam and the feeling's here, but you're down here doing negative self-talk, that's where the issue is. So you got to get your vibration up here so they match. A way of doing that is to hold the feeling and the mantra so that you're working your neural pathways of your brain so that you move into that space of empowerment as if you have already done it. That's the key. And every time you start going down the rabbit hole, as Patty was saying, every time you go down the rabbit hole of going into negativity, you stop. And you say, nah, nah, nah. And you go back to that vision, and you go back to the feeling, and you go back to your mantra. So those are really, really key here to reprogram your brain. And if you do it at night before you go to bed, your brain will work on it for at least 4 hours so that it's retraining your brain during that time, because your brain doesn't know whether it's asleep or awake. So all it knows is what you've told it before you go to sleep. So try that and see if it helps.
Yeah, I think by the end of March, you should have good news. End of March. So somebody said that you haven't scheduled it yet. So you should have good news by end of March. So whatever you need to do to schedule and do your meditation and really start to change your vibration, things should really move forward at a quick pace. And I think you heard what I told Gab about you two working together by October of next year. So that's something to work towards as well. Pretty exciting. I'm excited for both of you. Keep us posted.
Mary and her daughter in Texas?
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was. Sure.
Yes, our old friends. So, who has the next question? Joyce. Joyce has a question. You know, sometimes on here, there we go. So Joyce, can you please tell me what the universe is trying to tell me about my career and finances? Thank you. Joyce is a Pisces. So.
I get she's like she's watching every penny. There's like this little bag, and there's this. It's like, oh, let me do this, and it's kind of like being I don't know if the right word is miserly, but it's like watching everything. And what I see is that you need to put the bag down, Joyce. I see you need to put the bag down. That bag of you holding on to it is keeping you at a vibration of being in want. And so, and I hope you understand. So if you're in want energy and a want vibration, then it's as if the carrot is sitting out here in front of you and you're always going to be in want because that's the vibration you're holding. So you're going to attract to you things that you can never quite have. When you're holding onto this bag and the way it looks, and you may have tons of money for all I know. I mean, my late husband used to bring home $1 million a year, but let me tell you, he watched every penny and it created a lot of stress for him. And he was holding on to that bag all the time. And I've done that myself too. So it's about putting the bag down. It's about saying, okay, if I'm focusing on the want, then it's always going to be the want. So how do I focus on that I already have it? And making the choices that love yourself into moving into that direction. I hope that makes sense. I would love to get some feedback to see if I can help you any more on that. And what do you guys get?
Well, she's a dear friend of mine, so I think for me, it's hard for me to be objective, but what's not working needs to be put over here so that something can open up that will work for her in the meantime.
Is that around her work?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So what I'm getting is don't make your choices out of what makes you money. And you may be completely broke. I don't know. But when you're choosing just out of what makes you money, that is poverty consciousness. So you really want to spend some time, if you know what Deborah's saying, you need to put whatever you're doing and put it over to the side. What you've got to look at yourself and say, okay, what excites me? What are some of the things that really get me on fire? And then let those be the breadcrumbs of where you want to go, because then the money will come to you, whether it's through your work or whether you win, a lottery or whatever. You just never know. I mean, it's not always about that the money has to be from where where it's from what you're making. I mean, I have things happen all the time and I'm like, wow, thank you for that abundance. And it's just that maybe somebody said, I'm taking care of this for you. And I'm like, really? Well, thank you. Thank you for that abundance. So those little things that come in, maybe somebody buys you a dinner, it saves you $50 if you went to a nice restaurant, and those are the kinds of things you have to be aware of. The abundance can come in different ways. So if you can get focused on, I'm going to feed my soul and figure out what rings true for me, then you're abundant on the inside. So you can then be guided into a path that creates abundance on the outside. Because I don't know what your story is, but I just get that you're really holding on tight, and the money thing is a real issue for you because you're in that want space. Is that correct, Deborah? Is she in a want space around the money?
She's hitting rock bottom, and she is a realtor, and that is very blocked right now. And so it feels like she needs to find, whether it's 2 jobs or something, to kind of get her to the next level and not, obviously if you don't have listings and you're putting all this energy into a website, it makes it really hard. So
it's, for the Pisces out there listening, sorry guys, for the Pisces out there listening, Joyce is a Pisces, and we have an aspect happening that can really create confusion. But on the other hand, it can get you directly to source, directly to the angels, directly to God, directly, whatever word works for you. The energy right now is magical, especially for Pisces. So in these moments of your greatest fear, of lack, of scarcity, this is the moment where it's like, okay, this can change in one moment, like Terri was saying. And it's about you leaning into the fear and saying, what is the worst possible thing that can happen? I can lose my house. I can lose my car. I can lose everything. And then what? Who are you? That's where the universe is trying to take you to, for you to get to that place of where you are most in fear of. Because right now you're just kind of keeping things at bay, which is an awful feeling because you're always on alert. You're always feeling anxious. You're not feeling safe. But if you lean into the fear, you you lean into the lack and say, okay, I'm at the lack. Where do I go from here? Then you start seeing where you can shift and change. What am I creating in my world that I think I need so badly? And I don't know what that is for you. But then it's amazing how that transforms. It's like, oh my gosh, I really don't need that. You can let it go, whether it's the Mercedes or the Hyundai, whether it's the filet mignon or the ground beef. Making those choices and literally being neutral about it is what creates the opening and clarity for you to see what you're really supposed to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. We have some advice from Lisa Marie, also replied for Joyce. Do you see that? There it goes.
Lisa Marie says, open yourself up to the universe and ask. Look within to change the internal self to receive the external results. You need to get yourself unstuck. I think a better get that next book out, ladies, already after the first one. So Lisa Marie was on the show, what, 2 weeks ago? 3 weeks ago?
3 weeks ago, yeah.
And she wrote a book. And, you know, a lot of us have been there where we've, you know, living penny to penny, hand to mouth. And it's not a fun place. But you have to get past the fear before a change can take place. Because if the fear is always there, it's always going to be, you're going to drag it with you and things will not change. Yes, you're going to make $1,000 and then the next second that $1,000 is gone and you're back at the same place living in fear and lack.
I have to tell you, Patty, I want to just share this with you because maybe you guys can relate. I had this was a money and losing my home and stuff was always a big fear. I watched my mom and dad lose everything, so it was always kind of stuck in the back of my mind. But I remember one day sitting in the bathtub and having this fear again. And I sat with it myself and I said, what am I afraid of? What is it that I'm afraid of? And I remember thinking, I don't want to lose my home. I don't want to lose my home. I'm not even close to losing my home, but this was a fear that would eat at me. So I looked at it, was like, what am I afraid of losing in my home? And for me at that point, it wasn't even about the roof over the head. It was that because my home was my safe space. It was my sacred space. And that was really important to me. It was that secure feeling, that real safe feeling. And I remember as I sat in the bathtub, I got up and I stood up, and all of a sudden I felt all the chains of my home draining off. And I thought, if I can create this, then I can create something wherever I am. If I'm in a tent, I can create that same sacred, loving space. So I think it's about recognizing that if we can let go whatever it is we're holding on to and know that there's something else that can be created, and that your journey is magical if you'll see it that way. No matter how bad it is, right now there's an amazing gift that's showing up for you. It's helping you find some inner resources. And I also get that there are some gifts that you're not seeing that you could utilize right now. And you're not seeing them. It's almost like there's a basket right here, and you shove the basket. It's almost like you put the dirty clothes in the basket, but you don't realize that something that's in that dirty clothes hamper is a gift that you aren't aware of. And what I'm seeing is it has to do with talking. It has to do with speaking. Does she do any talking or speaking or teaching or anything? Deborah, is she capable?
No.
What would she, because I'm just getting that you could be talking to people. There's something.
Well, I think with being a realtor, you're doing a lot of talking, but
This is different.
yeah, it's something different than what you're saying. Yeah.
This is different. It's like, I don't know if you've ever considered, like if you've ever had it in the back of your mind that you could teach something, or that you could be a mentor or something. There's something around you, and you sharing something inside of you, and you have this ability. I don't know what it is, but I want to invite you to just explore, like, what is my gift that I put in the trash bin, or the dirty clothes hamper. Like, you're not seeing the value in it, and that it's your gift of speaking. It's your gift that you could communicate. I don't know if you're honoring that, if you even recognize it, but I want to invite you to step into it and just explore it a little bit. I hope that makes sense. See, these two here, they have the advantage of having talked to you guys before, and I'm sitting there going, I don't know any of you guys, and this is totally blind, and I'm just getting some pictures, so I hope it's making sense.
That's good, though. No, I think it's really helpful.
Yeah, it's helpful.
It's good to have a good blank canvas for you, Terri. Yeah.
And I want to thank you, ladies, for reading all these people that came this evening. I'm sorry we couldn't get to everybody. Alicia and Michaela, I'm so sorry we couldn't get to your questions, but our time is up, and we will be back January 8th, 2019, if you can believe that. Terri will be back. She'll be our monthly guest. We have a lot of fabulous guests lined up. Also, with Jupiter in Sagittarius for the next year, I have a special reading that comes by email. So you can go to my website, and I will put that up on the invite to go get where your abundance and prosperity will be for 2019. So check that out. And ladies, do you have anything that you want to share with the group?
Sure. I would love to share with you guys my most, it's not my most recent ebook, because I have one called Spice It Up with Your Spouse.
Nice. Scorpio.
But it's really about loving yourselves and how to create intimacy. And it's if you have kids around, but you can do that one. That's terribritt.com/spice. But then I also have another one, because my community is called Women of Love. And my Women Leaders of Love ebook is really powerful because it helps you understand why it is so important for you to love and honor yourself. And it explains to you your worthiness quotient and how to raise it. And then I take you step by step on what to do, on how to raise it. And then there's 3 guided meditations that go with it. So you can really, it'll be something, it's wonderful for you to look at as you step into 2019 to say, how do I want to lead my life with love this year? Because just remember, loving yourself is always the key to living in a high vibration. So you can get that one at terribritt.com/leaders. And Terri is just TERRI, and then Britt is BRIT.com/leaders. There you go.
Yay.
Perfect. I would say take advantage of the last full moon on December 22nd to really release, cleanse, let go of, so that you can create a space to bring in, do a bath treatment, do candle ceremonies, whatever you need to release for 2018, to really cleanse and clear and create that opening, do an intention board, whatever you need to do, and get things, opportunities opened up for 2019, and just release what no longer serves you. For some people, a very difficult year. So onward and upward to new beginnings.
Yes, 2018 was something else, but it is winding its way down. I just have to add, as a caveat, that the last time the 3 of us were together, it was a little bit of a hot mess. But Miss Deborah talked to all the people and spirits and energies in her house. She had a fireside chat and said, listen.
Listen, people.
Listen.
Don't be doing all this jacked up crap. Excuse me. Just bring it down. No more electrical issues.
And we got through it. Yay!
We got through it.
So thank you all for joining us. Thank you, Joyce and Elisa and Thuwumba and Mary and Michaela and Christine and Gab. Thank you so much for supporting what we do. We love you all. And we will be back January 8th, 2019. You guys have a fabulous holiday, and we'll see you soon.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.